And now to the latest on the monkeypox outbreak here in the U.S. New CDC data shows a death in Los Angeles is the first and only to date to be attributed to the disease, while another potential monkeypox death is under investigation in Texas. Joining me now to discuss, emergency medical physician and ABC News medical contributor, Dr. Darien Sutton. Dr. Sutton, thanks so much. Let's begin with this recent death, a reminder of just how dangerous this disease can be. Were there other factors, do we know, at play with this death in Los Angeles? Who is most at risk from dying from monkeypox still?
Well, good morning, Phil. So the details regarding these specific cases are still limited. What we do know, or what we have heard, is that these patients are severely immune compromised, which does remind us of those who are highest at risk, which includes children, patients who are pregnant, and then those who are severely immune compromised, for example, those with untreated HIV or those who are on active chemotherapy. Thankfully, death as an outcome of a monkeypox infection still remains uncommon and rare, but it does remind us that we need to continue to practice caution, especially as these cases, we haven't yet seen a plateau.
Right. New monkeypox cases in the U.S., we have seen them dropping a bit, at least in recent weeks, as we talk about a plateau. Are we past the peak of this disease, do you think?
Not yet, and not quite. Right now, what we're seeing is a slow in the rate of increase. For example, in July, it took approximately 1 week for cases to double. In August, it took almost 3 to 4 weeks for cases to double. So these are great signs and likely a product of increased education, a reduction in high-risk behavior, increased access to testing and vaccination. But the rate of increase is still increasing, and we have yet to see that level off and then decrease. So we still got a lot more work to do, and I always advise patients and the community to continue to practice caution and making sure that we reduce the transmission of this virus.
All right, and so can you tell us what the latest on the vaccine distribution is?
It's still a working effort. We're seeing an increased availability of vaccines and an increase in the widening of production. Hopefully, we're going to see more and more vaccines being doled out to those within the community. The target right now are those who are highest at risk, which includes men who have sex with men, their sexual networks, and then we're broadening it depending on state level access to vaccines. Again, it's still a working effort because vaccines are still limited. There are still people waiting in lines to get them and still quite a difficult time. But with the change in the method of the vaccine from that intramuscular shot to the subcutaneous, it allows for more vaccines to be available. So I'm hopeful that we'll begin to get a better hold of those 1.6 million people that is the target audience for vaccination. And unfortunately, we're still seeing an increase in the rate, and unfortunately, we're still seeing an increase in the rate of infection among those outside of the highest risk group. For example, or at the beginning of this outbreak, the majority of cases were men who have sex with men in their sexual networks. And now, most recently, we're seeing more than 30% of new cases are with people who have no prior history of man-to-man sexual contact. So it's just a reminder that we're all at risk, but those who are specifically highest at risk includes those who are gay and bisexual males that we need to focus on. And then everyone else, we still need to practice caution by washing our hands and making sure that we prevent the transmission of this virus.
All right, much more work to do. Dr. Darien Sutton, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.